Remember, he said that Ice Spice looks like an overweight Chinese woman, I believe.
Wait a damn minute. Wait a damn.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you didn't already know, act like you know because it's that as well, so let's hop right into this video. So today we are doing the part 3 to SLOAN's video of Justin Bieber's Not Okay, and Taylor Swift ends Blake Lively and talks about Timothy Chalamet using Kylie Jenner, you know. So anyways, this is blind item number 4. So before we hop in, you already know what to do. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And without further ado, let's just hop right into this video.
Another Taylor Swift item, shoot. In addition to the new album, the Year singer plans to talk specifics about the A-list singer when he's doing press for the album, which is about Matty Healy, who's part of the 1975 and once dated Taylor Swift before Travis Kelce. This comment reads, "Looks like they were friends for a while before they dated for a weekend." He's gonna say what Tree authorizes him to release. It's all performative. One person wrote, "Hell yeah, Matty, let's hear it." Another person said, "Bro, you don't recover from the Taylor PR Blitz takedown." Because you guys may remember that Taylor really gave Matty a hard time and wrote like an album that was partially about him. But this person replied, "I think Taylor has overplayed her hand. The public is exhausted with her. She lacks critical self-awareness in her mid-30s, still behaving like she's 14. Okay, now let's do some of the Taylor Swift slander. I know we've got some Swifties out there. This person commented, "If he does, I'm sure her lawyers are better than this." Now we will have to see what Matty has to say about Taylor Swift. Remember, he said that Ice Spice looks like an overweight Chinese woman, I believe.
Wait a damn minute. Wait a damn.
Was his
no way.
Now he claims that his title track for his band's album, God Has Entered My Body, centers on his and Swift's relationship and coping with fame.
But anybody that says things like that, or like they claim to be some sort of like super prophet or whatever, and then they bash people and they say the most disgusting things, don't trust them. Don't trust them. It's like it's just trying to, what's it called, John Amos, you, the guy that made everybody drink the Kool-Aid. Don't listen to false prophets, okay? Don't get lost in the sauce.
Very interesting title. The source says, "Everyone at the studio thought this was about Matty's fling with Taylor and their fleeting romance. I mean, if she's allowed to write about him, he can write about her. Matty will never publicly comment on his relationships, but his deepest feelings are let out in his songs, and he gets everything off his chest. So fans will want to listen to the lyrics very carefully," which this is probably a way for the 1975 to try to get a hit song because they need people to pay attention to it. The lyrics include a line, "Keep your head up, princess, your tiara is falling." A Reddit user put a little article out saying this can't be real. It is so ridiculous to see, like, just kind of how some of these relationships play out in the media.
Yeah. To headline Glastonbury, and they are releasing the album this summer, so we're gonna get a single, you know, coming up soon. And I feel like it's inevitable now that people are going to draw that link, and I think it would have happened anyway, whether or not this article from The Sun was published. The thing I find funniest about this entire thing is Matty Healy actually commenting on these rumors on Reddit, you know, poking fun at it, or saying that, like, this is actually true. I don't know.
Now, to give you some context, Taylor and Matty first linked up in 2014. This was before her relationship with Joe Alwyn, who she dated for years and years. And even though her relationship with Matty was short-lived, they were quite dramatic. When Matty was asked about Taylor's album, The Tortured Poets Department, he said, "I haven't really listened to much of it, but he said, I'm sure it's good." I mean, it is Taylor Swift.
Now, of course, this would kind of be Matty responding to The Tortured Poets Department, which many people speculate, Taylor never confirms. A lot of the songs are potentially about Matty. And Matty was asked about this in an interview, and he had this very controversial response. He said he has no interest in making albums about, quote, casual romantic liaisons. Clearly a shot at Taylor there. I think this is all trying to, like, drum up publicity for his upcoming album from the 1975.
Blind item number 5.
Let's talk about Jessica Simpson. She has one of the most dysfunctional families out here, and it's all thanks to her father, Joe Simpson. One person who is not happy with the thirsting of the former A-list singer, sometimes actress turned business person, is the dad. He has a whole lot of secrets. One person commented, "Much prefer him being gay over how he would comment on how well endowed Jessica is." Another person writes, "Alleged creepy behavior for a long time of him pretending to be a fashion photographer and possibly harassing young male models he uses." We've actually talked about Joe Simpson's secrets before on the channel and exposed him big big time.
Oh.
But we don't give her mother Tina enough love. And recently Jessica posted a picture with her mom. Now a lot of people were confused at who this was because it didn't look like Tina. It was her 66th birthday, and it looks like she has decided to go and go under the knife and get some work done.
I mean,
good for you, Tina, but the reaction on social media isn't great. And if you look at this side by side, you can see that, it looks... She actually doesn't really look that happy, unfortunately. One person asked,
what?
Is your mom in the room with us? Who is this? The other person confessed they actually thought Tina was Ashley Simpson. Now, in 2012, Tina filed for divorce from Joe, thank God, and cited the reasoning for the split as discord or conflict of personalities. In her memoir, Open Book, that was published in 2020, Jessica reflected on her parents separating, saying, she was blindsided by the news. I took care of my mother in many ways. She had lost her best friend. Kind of sounds like, no shade, but kind of sounds like a Caitlyn Jenner, Kris Jenner
a little
situation.
bit. It does sound like
almost
that.
like she didn't know who he was this entire time, and just like that person had completely been gone, like she had lost him. Jessica Simpson is going through her own split with her now ex-husband Eric. They've been living separately and trying to figure out how to raise their children.
They could look
like
like
a Hallmark movie
her and her
don't
husband.
guarantee a happily ever after. Fast forward to 2025, and Jessica calls it quits, describing the split as a painful situation. Painful for them, but potentially lucrative for their lawyers. Word on the street is their differences boiled down to lifestyle. Allegedly, Jessica's focused on sobriety and family, while Eric still enjoys his late nights out. That's not just oil and water, it's oil and dynamite.
We haven't seen the couple together since June of last year, but a source told Page 6 that Jessica's 100-pound weight loss had been a contributing factor to the pair split.
Really?
Which is interesting because in
What?
the age of Ozempic and things like that, I have actually heard of couples splitting up because the husband is no longer attracted to the new wife, which sounds insane. But
It is.
Wow. I've actually heard stories about that before, so maybe that's what happened here, partially. Though I don't think they were a happy marriage to begin with.
You know what? I think that they should start adding in sickness, in weight gain, or weight loss to the vows, because this is getting ridiculous. It is getting ridiculous. I mean, unless you guys had some sort of agreement, which would be absurd if anybody were to come up to me and be like, yeah, I want you to keep this certain amount of weight on or weight off or whatever. Why do you want control over my body? But that's not what I'm getting at. Unless they had some sort of agreement in the beginning of their marriage, hey, even after, you have the babies, can you please stay at a certain weight or get back to a certain weight? Okay, then there. But if it's like, y'all never talked about this, then you get the heebie-jeebies and you're not attracted to your partner anymore, then that is essentially your problem. Like, you need to have a conversation with them, but also know that when you're having that sort of conversation with, your significant other, that it is a sensitive topic, a very sensitive topic, especially if they are having your kids, because nothing makes you gain weight more, at least what I've seen, on social media and from family members, nothing makes you gain weight more than having children.
After shedding weight in 2021, Jessica felt irresistible and started to want to sow her wild oats in a way she never could. In order to drop the pounds, the star had to kill herself in the gym through starvation diets to get slim and to stay that way. A source said, to be fair, Eric has been accordingly checked out. He's been so over it and her for a while, and so infidelity on his part is not out of the question, but it's also not out of the question on her part either. Another insider said their marital issues have been suffocating for a while and she needs to move on for her own well-being, which I'm pretty sure we did a Blind and Breakdown episode where we talked about them headed for divorce. Jessica Simpson, who's already recorded a heartbreak album about the shock separation, put on a lavish abode on the market on January 11th after being evacuated. Oh no. Now their divorce is going to be a messy one, especially because they have had some finances that have become intertwined. They probably never saw this coming. So hopefully they can hash it out.
It has been reported that Jessica purchased it before the marriage with her own funds, and thus it is likely her separate property under California law. But if Eric contributed to renovations or mortgage payments with marital income, he could argue for a share of the home's increased value during the marriage. Interesting fact, they listed their home for sale in September of 2023 for $22 million. That's nearly $10 million in growth on the home. Now, is that the first sign of trouble in paradise? Let's just say whoever gets that asset is walking away with some serious equity.
Ooh, Okay.
Our next blind item is about Paul Mescal and Gracie Abrams. It reads, I told you 2 weeks ago about the foreign actor and the singer, and that they were done. He has moved on. She has moved on. No need for any promo work, and honestly, he was going to bring down her career with
Gracie
his
Abrams.
issues. Now, everyone else is catching on. One person writes, a restaurant doesn't strike me as being the most optimal place to have a breakup conversations. Perhaps a difficult topic came up very suddenly. And that's because they were spotted, and it seemed like they had a heated argument or at least emotional conversation out in public. Another person writes, is this because of the crying scene at the restaurant? She's better off without him and his addictions. Another person writes, maybe Paul Mescal is going to go for Ariana Grande after all. Michael Kelly commented, Paul Mescal and Gracie Abrams are pretty much done, and it's being reported at a lot of places. Another person adds that apparently Paul has a huge hoe and alcohol issues. Some of the stories I've heard from people who have worked with M&W on a Malta shoot, damn, I hope he gets regularly tested. The guy got famous and decided to sleep with every woman possible.
Oh my
so
God.
talk about what's happening with Gracie
Y'all are
Abrams.
crazy.
Seems like she and Paul got into an emotional night at a London restaurant. Paul was spotted in the restaurant with his head in his hands as Gracie sat across from him in a fit of tears before storming out. An onlooker said they sat at a table opposite of each other, and Paul had his hand in his head, and Gracie was just there crying it out. She was crying so much that he started crying too. She eventually got up and walked out of the restaurant while they were halfway through their meals, and he was left to pay the bill before leaving shortly afterwards. Everyone saw it go down. It looked like a breakup. We were shocked at how public it all was. It comes after the daughter of Hollywood director J.J. Abrams visited Paul and his
Maybe
family
it was
in
an
their
argument.
hometown of Cork over Christmas, and the couple posed for pictures with fans. Paul's previous girlfriend was also a singer, Phoebe Bridgers.
Oh, really?
The pair dated for 2 years before she spotted him in his career-defining role as Connell Waldron in BBC's Normal People. Now, there are a bunch of conspiracy theories when it comes to Paul Mescal, and there are some people who believe that he's never really going to find happiness. Oh, that's so sad. But it's because he's in love with
SLOAN
a
is
former
shady.
co-star named Daisy. After Paul and Daisy Edgar Jones filmed the TV adaptation
Oh my God, she looks so much like Gracie Abrams.
of Sally Rooney's Normal People, they were catapulted to fame overnight in 2020. She said in July 2024 that Paul became one of her best friends, but it seems like their relationship maybe have ended there. I mean, I think Paul probably caught some feelings, but she didn't know. She wanted to protect herself.
Why is this another Gracie?
All that I'm going to say is that we, the people, women specifically, need to stay away from this man. Because the only person who he is ever going to love is Daisy Edgar Jones. Do I think those feelings are reciprocated? I don't know, but
Wow.
he has and will always be in love with her. The amount of times that he brings her up in a conversation, the history will always repeat itself. Because that man is always trying to convince himself that he's not in love with this woman, and we all know the truth. Y'all can hate on me for speaking it, but it's about time we talk about it.
I mean,
that is the love of his life.
Oof.
Now, despite Paul having a crush on his co-star, he moved on with Gracie, and they were known to have their relationship very private until now.
Wow. Okay.
This is very creepy. It's about Britney Spears.
Not
This blind item
creepy.
reads, with her latest post, the permanent A-list singer did nothing to dissuade people that she has been cloned or subject to MK Ultra experiments. Now, you guys know I love a good conspiracy theory. This person writes, definitely. I think Britney may have a condition like dissociative identity disorder, and she's telling us without really telling us. Another
What?
person writes, the post that she posted was taken down. Another person adds, my sister was the first to say to me, that's not Britney. Let me go be nosy. Now, I'll
What?
never forget, Britney Spears does have a song called Mona Lisa, and in the song, she talks about being cloned. It goes like, she's
Really?
the original, yeah, yeah, da-na-na-na-na, yeah, yeah, and she wants you to know she's been cloned. Yeah, that's my rendition. She's been cloned. She's been cloned. Definitely go listen to it. It's actually a pretty good song.
Bye.
It's one of my favorites by her. And it's kind of cryptic, too. She's the original. Okay. So, Britney posted on Instagram to address the theory that she's not actually Britney, but a clone of the pop star, writing, a lot of people say I'm a clone. I wish I was that interesting, but no, I'm owned by a little girl who lives within me. She's called Mini-Me. She claims that this Mini-Me has a real name, but she doesn't share her because I'm selfish with people I love. She ended her post by writing, until then, we may all look up and wonder about the real kingdom of heaven. Oh, don't talk about heaven now, Brittany, but she may be responding to Kristen Cavallari because she had a podcast, Let's Get let's not my podcast. Let's get into a podcast. It's the Let's Be Honest podcast.
I'm
In November
screaming.
2024, she raised concern that Britney and Kanye are both
Very subtle.
cloned, and we actually covered this on the main channel. She said, "I got a call from my publicist. He calls me and goes, 'Guess who wants your phone number?' And I go, 'Who?' And she recalled Britney effing Spears, according to Kristen, but she reached out and Britney never returned her text.
Oh.
She said, 'Now I do think you're an effing clone. I don't think it's you, and I don't want to hang out,' Kristen said that Britney had just proved her point. Now, if you guys are like, wait, what is this clone conspiracy?
Yeah, what is
I
this?
do have
I'm
a
very
TikTok of
confused.
someone breaking it down, and here is their take on what this clone moment could be. I mean, do you guys think people can be cloned? Comment below. I can understand, like, cloning the DNA. The problem with me is, like, how do you make the living organism grow up? Like, you can't just, like, clone it into, like, a 10-year-old person or a 20-year-old person. Like, if it grows normally, so how do you expedite that? It doesn't add up.
So this is my observation about the whole Britney Spears thing, and it is her teeth have changed over the years. People are all saying maybe she's a clone, maybe it's not really her.
Her teeth.
And I kind of get that, and I'm wondering what you think about her.
She has money.
Setting, like right here.
She
They're all
can
being grabbed
fix her
from recent
teeth.
Videos. That's why they look a little funny, but let me know what you think in the comments. Is it Britney? Is it someone else? Did her teeth change? I don't know.
She's getting
Oh,
older.
Jennifer Lopez, Jenny from the blog. They list everything in her mind. Celebrity is feeling left out of the celebrities helping out with the fire victims' thirst, and is leaking things directly to the press about how she is helping, even though she's not. Now, I think it's really nice when people step in to go and help. I know people who aren't celebrities, who do not have money and have been able to do amazing things for these wildfire victims. This person commented, "Let's hope she doesn't start another fire just so she can get some paparazzi photos." Another person added, "These celebs act like high school kids, using any situation to outdo the other." Another person commented, "I know of $20 million she wasted that could come in useful for a lot of people."
At this point in time, in this moment in time, one, I'm hungry. And then two, I feel like I'm losing brain cells towards the end of this video, okay? With Britney being possibly cloned, Jennifer Lopez, and then Taylor Swift's ex, and the whole Mescal thing, him still being in love with his co-star. It's a hot-ass mess. Hot-ass mess, okay? And I'm over it. Let me know what you guys think about this video down below. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!